Are you losing your hair and scared to take Finasteride because of the side effects? Bro, you are not alone. I used to think the exact same thing, but here's the truth I've come to realize through trial and effort. You don't need medication to regrow your hair. And I know this because at 25, I was almost completely bald. My hairline was a joke, my crown was thinning, and if I didn't do anything, I knew it was over for my hair. So like most people, I went to see a dermatologist and he recommended me Finasteride. He told me point blank, nothing else is proven to work, and without Finasteride, I'd continue to lose my hair and eventually be completely bald. So of course I'm gonna listen to him, and to be honest, it worked. I mean, within 2 months, my hair started growing back, but unfortunately, I was hit with some nasty side effects from Finasteride that tanked my sex drive on and off for the 2 years I was using it. This ultimately led me to look for another way to regrow my hair, a natural way that would allow me to continually regrow my hair without the side effects. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you that natural way that I discovered that's going to allow you to do the exact same thing. So if you're serious about fixing your issue naturally, this is one video you do not want to miss. What's the point of having great hair if you feel like half a man while growing it? That's the part no one tells you if you take Finasteride. And I'm not here to bash Finasteride. I'm here to tell you why you don't need Finasteride to regrow your hair. Because the truth is, it works. Like I said, my hair literally started growing back within 2 months of using it. But here's the thing, if you're one of the people who gets side effects from it, you don't get those results for free, bro. Because what you're really doing is trading confidence in your hairline for the possibility of destroying your sex drive, messing up your hormones, and feeling like a shell of yourself. And for me, at first it was fine, but after 2 years of battling with it, that price was just too high. I still remember waking up with zero desire, feeling off, like my body wasn't mine anymore. And that's when I realized I can't rely on a pill that is just destroying my sex drive and in a sense, castrating me. That's why I had to find a natural way, one that didn't compromise who I am as a man just to keep a few strands of hair. And guess what? It's absolutely possible if you follow the right strategy that works for you. Stay consistent and commit long term. If you can do this, you can regrow your hair naturally. No prescriptions, no side effects, no fear of what it's doing to you behind the scenes. But I'm gonna be real with you. This path takes trial, error, and patience. You're not gonna see results overnight. In fact, it's probably gonna get worse before it gets better. Because on this path, there's no magic pill. But what there is progress that's sustainable, natural, and empowering. Once you find what works for you, you'll know that your hair is growing back because of the work you're putting in, not because of a drug masking the problem. And that kind of confidence hits a bit different. So no, you don't need Finasteride. You just need a strategy, some discipline, and a mindset that says, I'm not outsourcing my health to a drug. I'm taking control. And don't worry, in a future section, I'm gonna break down exactly how you can do that. But first, we need to talk about something most guys overlook. The silent killers that's causing you to lose your hair, the real source of your issues. Up until this video, you might have thought that you were just unlucky, but the truth is, you're not. Because your hair isn't just falling out for no reason. You weren't just cursed by God, bro. And that's the lie most guys end up believing. And I believed this lie too. I used to think, I guess I'm just genetically doomed to lose my hair. But here's what I learned. Hair loss is rarely just about genetics. It's also about how your lifestyle activates those genetics and the root causes of hair loss most guys ignore. You see, you might be blaming DHT alone, but have you ever stopped to ask yourself why your body is reacting so strongly to DHT in the first place? It could be genetic sensitivity, yeah, but that's only part of the equation. What about the poor blood flow to your scalp? If nutrients can't even reach your follicles, how are you even expecting them to grow regardless of your DHT sensitivity? What about the chronic inflammation you're creating in your body from the junk food, the stress, or even the shampoo with toxic chemicals you've been using since middle school? What about the nutrient deficiencies you might have? Vitamin D, biotin, protein, collagen, or how about this? What about your wrecked gut that can't even effectively absorb the nutrients your hair needs to grow in the first place due to the years of processed food and antibiotics you were taking? You see where I'm getting at here? The truth is, it's very likely that you don't have a hair problem, bro. You have a system problem. Your hair is just the signal. Your scalp is like the dashboard light flashing something's off under the hood. You have to do something to fix it, which is why I want you to realize that your internal health directly reflects your external health and your external results. So when you're inflamed, underslept, undernourished, and overstressed, your body is in survival mode, and the last thing it's thinking about is sending nutrients to your hair. That's why if it's in any way compromised, it stops sending resources to non-essential places like your scalp, for instance. That's why you're seeing your hairline fade, your crown thin, and those little hairs get weaker and weaker over time. And the wild part, you're probably dealing with more than one of these issues at once. That's why just using a topical substance like minoxidil or taking one supplement never works long term. You have to address the full picture. And in the next section, I'm gonna break down how to actually figure out which causes are affecting you personally, and more importantly, what to do to fix them. By the way, if you're tired of just watching videos without getting any results, and you truly do want to fix your problems, book a private session with me or check out my free ebook. And if you just got a quick question, drop it in the comments. How long are you gonna keep guessing before you actually get strategic about fixing your hair loss? Because if you've been throwing random shampoos, oils, or supplements at the wall hoping something sticks, and I've been there too, but guessing is why most guys never make progress. The truth is, not all hair loss is the same. A receding hairline isn't the same as a thinning crown, and shedding all over your head overnight, that's completely different as well. Each one usually points to a different root cause. That's why the number one most important thing you can do is to identify your causes and treat them with solutions. If your temples are fading, that might be DHT sensitivity. If your scalp feels itchy, flaky, or inflamed, it could be product buildup or inflammation choking your follicles out. If your hair feels weak, dry, and falls out easily, you might just be dealing with a nutrient deficiency or poor gut absorption. Unfortunately, you can't just slap on a one-size-fits-all solution to hair loss and expect results. You've got to identify the right issue and then treat the issue correctly. And yeah, DHT might be your problem, but I can also guarantee that it's not the devil people make it out to be. Not every guy loses hair from DHT, only the ones who are genetically sensitive to it. And even then, it's not necessary to nuke your hormones with meds like Finasteride. Natural options like saw palmetto, pumpkin seed oil, or natural pills that combine both of these ingredients and more can help balance DHT without wrecking your system. And I'm saying that from experience. As I showed you guys, my hair used to be cooked and I used Finasteride to grow most of it back. But over the past couple of months, I have not been on Finasteride at all. I've just been using natural pills, and my hair, in all honesty, is better than ever. This is why I'm encouraging you not to go blindly blocking your hormones. First, you want to get your blood work done. You want to learn your body. You want to tailor your solutions. And next, let's talk inflammation. If your scalp is red, flaky, or just doesn't feel clean, you're probably dealing with microinflammation. That inflammation slowly suffocates your follicles over time until the hair can't grow anymore. So if you're experiencing this, you need to clean that environment up. Use things like rosemary oil, tea tree oil, or ketoconazole shampoo a couple times a week. Make your scalp a place where hair actually wants to grow and actually can grow. And finally, your diet might just be starving your hair, bro. You'd be shocked how many guys are low in vitamin D, zinc, iron, or protein and don't even know it. These are all things you need to grow hair. So if you don't have a lot, it's not gonna grow. You could think of hair as a luxury tissue. This means that your body only sends nutrients there when everything else is taken care of. So if something's missing in your nutrition, your hair is probably gonna be one of the first ones to suffer. That's why I always recommend getting your blood work done, because once you know what's missing, you can fill in the gaps with the right food or supplements. And when you can really understand that, that's gonna be the turning point for you. That's gonna be where you stop guessing and start getting intentional. And once you've really identified what your body actually needs, you can start to build a daily natural routine that actually works for you, which I'm gonna show you in the next section. This is the very same routine that I currently use, which has allowed me to keep my hair thick and growing naturally. Are you actually doing everything you can to fix your hair loss? Or are you just hoping for a miracle product to save you? Because when I first started my hair loss journey, I was hoping the shampoo would fix it, hoping one bottle of oil would reverse it, hoping that it would just go away. But once I realized one thing wasn't gonna fix my hair loss and it wasn't gonna go away, I got serious. I got so serious that I built a daily routine that hit every angle of hair loss. When I started to do this, even when I was on Finasteride, that was when I started to see real growth. And even now, being off Finasteride. So if you're serious too, you've got to treat this like a system, not a guessing game. That's why this routine you're about to hear was designed to attack every root cause: blood flow, scalp health, hormones, nutrition, and inflammation. And to this day, I stick to it like my hair depends on it, because it kind of does. You're gonna need to do the same. So let's get into it. So start with 5-minute scalp massages every morning and night. or swap this out with minoxidil on its own in the morning and night. If you really want to take the next step, do both of these morning and night. This is going to help increase the blood flow to your follicles and allow them to grow quicker. The next thing you want to do is microneedle once or twice a week. I personally use a derma roller to do this, but you can use a derma pen or derma stamp as well. It's your preference. Microneedling not only boosts growth, but it helps your oil and treatments absorb deeper. Next, you're gonna wanna use a solid hair growth shampoo and conditioner with, if you can get your hands on it, an antifungal like ketoconazole 2% once or twice a week whenever you wash your hair. This is gonna keep your scalp clean, clear, and inflammation free. And don't forget, your diet matters too. I've personally found the most success on a low carb, high protein diet with lots of fiber. This helps support my gut, reduces inflammation, and fuels my body with what it actually needs. Topically, I use a hair moisturizer and leave-in conditioner morning and night that combines growth stimulating ingredients. I also fixed the gaps in my diet with a supplement stack. Currently, I'm taking vitamin D, B, C, collagen, several others, and Dr. Berg's DHT blocker, since my main issue has been DHT sensitivity in the past. Also, I know I haven't mentioned it much in this video, but don't skip sleep protection. This is underrated. Start using a silk pillowcase and bonnet to reduce breakage and preserve moisture in your hair throughout the night. Now, this is the most important step. None of this is gonna matter if you're not consistent, bro. This isn't a 1-week miracle. It's a lifestyle. You're not gonna see results overnight. But if you follow through and treat this seriously, sooner rather than later, you're gonna be back to having a full head of hair just like this. Now, if you still are interested in taking Finasteride, I highly recommend you watch this video next, where I teach you the method I learned after close to 2 years of taking Finasteride consistently, which allowed me to experience the benefits while completely ignoring its side effects.